Did you know that there is a sneaky animal in the oceans that was named after its more famous cousin, the orca, even though it is not a whale? Introducing the false killer whale, a deep-sea mystery that is great at hiding its true identity. This animal is more than just a copy of an orca. It has a mind sharper than a shark's tooth and social charisma to match its namesake. But what secrets does this mysterious creature in the ocean hide? Let us learn more about this strange marine animal and find out what its name really means. Let's clear up a common misconception. The false killer whale is not a whale at all. It's actually a large member of the dolphin family, Pseudorca crassidens. Now, I know what you're thinking. False killer whale sounds like it's trying to pretend to be its infamous cousin, the orca. But there is a catch. It is all about the skull. When scientists first stumbled upon its fossilized remains back in the 1800s, they noticed its skull bore a striking resemblance to that of the killer whale. Because of this, the name is stuck around, even though it is not quite right. But let's explore more than just names. These creatures are not just your average dolphins. They're massive, stretching up to 6 meters in length and tipping the scales at around 2,200 kilograms. That's about the weight of a small car. And their sleek, dark bodies? They glide through the water with such grace and skill that they're often mistaken for young orcas. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Recent research has turned the tables on what we thought we knew about these oceanic giants. It turns out that both killer whales and false killer whales have only recently evolved to prey on large marine mammals. This revelation from a study in Nature is reshaping our understanding of their evolutionary journey. So, while they may share a name and some family traits, the false killer whale is truly in a league of its own. Imagine the ocean as a lively neighborhood block party. Who is the life of the party? The false killer whale, of course. These guys are the social butterflies of the sea, forming pods that are more like close-knit families. We're talking groups that can range from just a few pals to over 100. Imagine the chatter. But it's not just about hanging out with their own kind. These dolphins are known for their remarkable ability to make friends across species lines. They've been seen mingling with other dolphin species and even interacting with humans. That's right, they're not shy about coming up to divers and swimmers for a playful hello. What an excellent icebreaker. A new turn in their story now. The researchers who were conducting their study off the coast of Hawaii were able to capture these clever cetaceans performing extraordinary behavior. They were expertly removing fish from long-line fishing hooks. Not only does this demonstrate their intelligence, but it also demonstrates their impressive ability to adapt to the shifting oceanic environment. This study, which involved underwater cameras and sound recorders, is a window into their world and how they're navigating the challenges they face in the ocean. A surprising turn is coming to the false killer whale story. Down under, in the waters of Australia, scientists have made a discovery that's like finding out your neighbor is actually a distant cousin. Turns out, the Australian false killer whales are not just any ordinary pod. They're a whole separate species. This revelation comes from the intrepid researchers at Charles Darwin University. They've been studying these charismatic dolphins off Australia's remote northern coastline, and what they found is nothing short of a marine blockbuster. These Aussie false killer whales have distinct characteristics that set them apart from their global relatives. Now, why is this such a big deal? Well, it's like uncovering a hidden chapter in the story of marine biodiversity. This discovery emphasizes the incredible diversity within the false killer whale family and highlights the unique evolutionary paths they've taken. But it's not just about adding a new character to the story. This finding has significant implications for conservation efforts. Recognizing them as a separate species means we need specific strategies to protect these unique ocean creatures. If we talk about their population, identifying false killer whale populations is a real marine mystery. It's like trying to solve a puzzle where the pieces are constantly moving and changing. Scientists have been scratching their heads over this one, but they're making some headway, and it's pretty fascinating stuff. This is what happened. Researchers have been using a mix of high-tech tools, think photographic evidence, genetic analysis, and satellite tags. And what they've uncovered is something straight out of a detective novel. The false killer whales hanging out in the Hawaiian archipelago? they're not just one big happy family. Nope, they're actually several distinct populations, each with its own genetic makeup, living in the same geographic area. What a diverse neighborhood. It changes everything we know about these animals and how they live together. It also brings attention to how important it is to protect not only the species as a whole, but also these specific populations. It's a complex, intriguing world out there in the deep blue, and the false killer whales are keeping us on our toes. Turning our attention to a topic of extreme importance, let's consider the conservation efforts for the false killer whale. The false killer whale is facing a tough battle for survival. Classified as near threatened by the IUCN, these creatures are dealing with the harsh realities of overfishing, pollution, and noise disturbances. Because of what we do, they have fewer animals to eat, and their habitats are getting dirty. It is a warning that we need to change how we treat the ocean. But there's hope, thanks to the relentless efforts of conservation groups. Whale and Dolphin Conservation, WDC, and other groups are pushing for safer fishing methods to reduce the number of animals that are caught by accident. Not only are they speaking out, but they are also trying to make things better by pushing for laws that protect dolphins and the places where they live. The Marine Mammal Center is another bright spot of hope. They rescue and care for injured false killer whales and do important research on how human activities affect these animals. Similarly, the Ocean Conservatory is doing the right thing by cleaning up our oceans to protect the home of whales. Local groups, especially in regions like Hawaii, are dedicating their efforts to studying and protecting specific false killer whale populations. These collective efforts, fueled by science and compassion, are crucial in turning the tide for these magnificent creatures. Every step we take towards conservation is a step towards ensuring a thriving future for the false killer whale. As we ponder their future, let's turn our curiosity into conversation. What do you think is the most fascinating aspect of the false killer whale? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's spark a conversation about preserving these incredible creatures. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more intriguing wildlife tales.